That is the result of a co-design project between Lancaster University academics, a group called MadLab from Manchester, a group of DIY biohackers, and an organisation called Signpost, which is a charity that works with homeless people and people with Celtic lives in Morecambe. The kind of appointments would be things like a doctor's appointment, or if they had a reminder they had a court appointment on that day, or if they had the dentist appointment, for example. It could even be alerts about upcoming jobs that they could apply for. It could be anything which they and the caseworker think is relevant to be put on the system. Security-wise, the only place where the chip ID is correlated to a real person's name is in the Signpost caseworkers database. So there's only the caseworker that knows which person has which ID. So if a user was to lose their wristband, nobody can get any personal information out of this. In this project, it was a very kind of strict timescale. We didn't have a lot of time to build things, so we needed to use things that we could put together quickly that would give people a physical embodiment of what they've been working on. It went from being imagined and being designed to being an actual thing sat in front of them quite quickly, which was important. And all the technologies and the printer and other bits and pieces supplied over the internet quite cheaply. Each user has an RFID chip in the form of a wristband or a personalised keyring, or it could take the form of a credit card. So the Raspberry Pi enabled us to get something working very quickly. It's like having a complete desktop computer on something the size of a credit card. So inside the box there is a Raspberry Pi, which is linked to a USB hub and the reader for the RFID chips, and a thermal printer which prints out the reminders. So the thermal printer is just like a receipt printer on a till, and the reason behind it was the paper is relatively durable, so it's not printed, so it doesn't smudge when it gets wet. The paper is very cheap and in plentiful supply. It's very easy to refill it. So this is the Raspberry Pi, which is connected to a USB hub, which actually provides the power. Connected to the hub is the RFID chip reader, and then also connected to the hub via an adapter is the thermal printer, which plugs in here. And there's a little LED there connected to the Raspberry Pi's input-output system. The Raspberry Pi, which runs open source software, the code to control the PAT device is written in Python and uses a number of open source libraries. It's got low barriers to use, so it's quite easy to see how, get an idea of how it works from looking at it, and people can have a go and maybe program it themselves and understand the code quite easily.